Hey, what's going on? So I have episode 8 here of the social media app. Part 7, we worked to convert the project from Expo to the CLI. And this we'll just do a bunch of dev here in this one. Yeah, starting off with some navigation. So I my mic was on mute, so I did some work before this recording. So what I did was I first added. I do recommend that if you haven't looked at part 7, that you do watch that before here because we go over the navigation stuff. So I added a sign in screen. Let me go ahead and sign out. So when we load the app, right, we're in the landing screen. The landing screen has this use effect, which handles the current user that is authenticated, so who's actually signed in. If they're not signed in, we just go to the sign up page, and on the sign up page there is a button that was using the router, the old router logic. I have switched it to be navigation, not navigate sign in. So that's why I had to add sign into both of these. Let me actually clean this up some. Okay. Sign in is, I think, the same exact thing. Yeah, just more navigation, a landing. Just got rid of that log statement. And then what I was just working on was the sign out flow for the sign out flow. So let's go ahead and get back into that. I'm glad I caught that though. It was probably like 7-8 minutes of me talking without a mic on. It was also paused too, so a pain. So let me get rid of these files. Okay, so we're here. So let me save this. What I was going to do is talk about this. So we have navigation here. Our navigation, kind of our stack, right? If you again watch watch episode 7, we talk about like the navigation stack. Our current stack is landing at the bottom, is the first page that we saw. Then we have the sign up page, right? Because the landing has nothing. We're not signed in, so it takes us to the sign up page, and then from the sign up page we go to the sign in page. From the sign in page we go to the home page, right? So that's our stack right now. What we want to do when we sign out is just reset the stack so that sign up is the only screen that is in the stack. Essentially, we could do the landing page, and we'll probably do the landing page eventually when the landing page is just like more than just a loading screen at this point, which it is at this point. So yeah, the sign up screen is just fine. So what we're doing is we're resetting the navigation stack, and we're saying that at index 0, so the bottommost level, which currently is landing, we're going to reset that to be sign up. So when I sign out, let's go to the sign up page and console.log. We can see that it's just the sign up page, right? So now if I go back to here, if I click on this button, what do you think the log's going to be? It's going to be 3. Oops. Oh, I guess it just goes back. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that it actually just handles that. Yeah. So I'd have to reset redux when we sign out. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have the home page. I'm going to close the others. What we want to do, and what I think we should do instead is when we're back inside of, okay, we're going to actually take the user to the landing page. because inside of here, we need to log out, use our sign out user thunk. So we're going to go to here, go to store, thugs, user. And we just need, I don't even know if we need all this. Okay, so user actions dot reset for the user. Got a reset there. That's the thugs. So we got user. We'll need to reset users. Which maybe we don't need this. We will eventually. Right now we're just loading all of the users. But when we build this out more, we'll have to only show the users that are our friends or are engaged in our posts or on the first 10 posts on the main feed and all that stuff. So let's see, we got reset that, reset posts, post builder, you got to reset. I think we need that. Reset message threads, reset messages. These are the individual messages. Got it. Reset friendships. Set current user. This is the current user. We'll delay that for now. Current post, same thing. We'll delay that. Okay, so now inside of the thunk, what we'll do is reset user, dispatch, users actions, post actions, dot reset posts, dispatch messages, message thread actions, dot reset, dispatch message actions, dot reset. What else? Friendships. Sweet. So we don't need this. Bring this over. Okay. Okay, so we're doing this here. There's two spots to do this that we could, potentially do this. And you may be thinking that we should do this at the time of sign out, right? So when I press the sign out button, we should remove all the data from Redux and then take them back to the screen, or even take them back to the screen and then remove all the stuff from Redux. The issue, okay, so this screen right here, like right now the sign out button is on the home screen, which doesn't make sense. Like I said, it would typically be on a profile. And that profile is filled out with information about yourself. And even if you have it on the profile, there's a settings button. That settings button creates a pop-up. Not often, unless you have a ton of settings, you probably won't navigate the user to a screen for your settings. You'll have like a modal or something, or even like a drop down. We get fancy with it. So what that means is that the background or the current screen is going to be visible, right? Your profile is going to be visible, or your home screen is going to be visible. Whatever underlying screen is there, when that modal is shown or that pop-up is shown, it has data about that user. It could have posts, it could have friendships, it could have notifications and all that stuff. If we were to clear Redux before or even while we're navigating away, what's going to happen is all that data is just going to disappear in the frame of the in the eyes of the user. They could see it all just disappear. So what we need to do is delay that clearing until we get away from the screen. And we could do like a timeout or something like that, but what we're doing is when we get to the landing screen, we're just resetting Redux, right? And if I open the when a person fresh opens the app for the first time, this is going to get ran. It's going to be unnecessary, but that's okay. That's super small computation, if you will. But when I'm in the app and then I press the sign out button, we're going to call sign out, which is going to do the authentication part. That's the important thing. Nothing's going to change if we do this. Then we're going to take the user back to the this actually needs to be landing page now. And we'll check out the UI. Sorry for the burps. It'll wait till it gets to the landing screen. Landing screen will do its check on the authenticated user, which we know now will be falsy, and then it takes them to the app. So yeah, let's go ahead and do. No, we're gonna move this eventually. So I'll wait to show an alert until we get to that point. So I'm gonna sign out. That's gonna take us here. Now see, what was that? That's no bueno. Yeah, I don't really like how it takes us to the landing page just to go back to sign up. I think it's fine. Like I said, the landing page is going to be it's going to be more thought out. So we'll just leave it at that in the future. But it shouldn't have taken us back to the app. Because it's clear we weren't signed in. But I think maybe it just took a second for the landing page to figure it out. So let's see. Set timeout. Let's try this. Maybe we got to just delay the sign out. Yeah, that's it. So what was happening was we were signing out and immediately taking them to the previous screen. But this is an asynchronous process. This wasn't completed yet. So because this wasn't completed when we got back the landing page, this was still true at the time. And then when we were in the home feed again, so it was doing this part. When we were in the home feed, it was, it loaded all this information, so the stuff was still there. But when we refreshed, we saw that it was not. So yeah. Cool. So I'm going to sign back in last time. Okay. So that's landing. Let's do the profile now. Need my profile up in there. Profile. We'll need this in here. My profile. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different. There we go. So then we're back on the home page. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Go to profile. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so now let's go to profile. That's not my profile. Go back. We need navigation here. Go back. We'll take us here. Excuse me. Messages. Okay. Then we need in here messages list. Profile. Then we have messages, but that doesn't exist because I didn't do that. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Friends. I can't click on friends, which is fine. Maybe it just doesn't work, but yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, so then go to home. Navigation. Post card. React. Be a little bit more descriptive here. Detail page. So now if I go back to here, got that going, post detail page, all good. There we go. We got this funky header, but that's okay. All right, so now we have post here. I'm gonna do uno más. Maybe more than just uno, but navigation not go back. User detail page, that's right. User detail page has an issue. React, navigation. Message thread, a little bit better name. Focus, where's that from? So this is telling me that this is not working. On focus message thread. So is this post detail page? Go back, header. Navigation, go back. Why is, okay, why was that not working? You saw me hit it a couple of times, right? Okay, so then we have the post page itself. Go to user detail page. Was not found. User detail page, user detail page. Do you have a screen named user detail page? Yes, yes we do. Try and reset a little bit. Maybe that's it, maybe not. Yeah, it's weird. So that's a little bit of an issue. It takes us back, which it shouldn't do. This is my first post. This is my second post. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not. We should take them to the next screen. So that's one thing. Being a little funky. So screens, messages. This is, I think, what's yelling at us. Failed to create worklet. Message thread. Got use animated style. Okay, so this is definitely it. I guess let's see. Makes sense. A long way. Okay, so let's now try this. Okay, so we'll need to do that. All right. Yarn pods. Let me see the rest. Let me just not skip. Sounds good. I think that's it. They've always got a nice UI for this squad. So we get that running. Okay. So I'm wondering if we should do this now. I guess so. What are the two users that we have? Okay. We do have a friendship. Okay. Let's go ahead and I think we're going to work through the listener. I think that's what we wanted to do. What's that here? Okay, I'm going to pause this 1 second. Okay, so I'll just unpause this real quick. I deleted a couple things. I deleted the build folder, the pods folder, the pod file, .lock, and then the node module. So I'm just reinstalling everything. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back in here. So what I need to do actually is sign as the second user. I feel like if I friends. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so nothing happens. Okay. So I'm thinking, I think I'm going to sign out and then sign back in as the other user. I don't know why. So I can go here, and then message their friend. Okay, yeah. So this is where we're at. Am I recording? I am. Okay. All right. So no messages yet. This is our input here. So I think now I can use animated styles. Let me refresh. Reading from value directly is only possible on the UI runtime. True. What's happening is this is not an animated component. Um, so I don't know. We have animated. We don't have a text input. Okay, so what we need to do, I forget what file it is. Const animated text input equals animated dot create animated component text input. Okay. And then what we're going to do is this. I think that's it. Huzzah. Let's go. Okay. So we have container. Let's check out the background color here. Oh, container. So we got all the blue, which is good. So that means that trying to think of where this would go, like how we would style this, because this is what we want. Input y dot value, and I don't know that it should be 0. Like I think it should be. So let's go ahead and do something real quick. Utils sizes.ts export const device height equals this. Device width. All right. So I don't think it's supposed to be device height. 1 second. Sorry to sneeze. I feel like it'd be. Let's see what this does. So I'll go here. go back. We need navigation, const navigation. Device height minus 400. Let's try that. Okay. Okay, so what are we going to do about this? So I mean, we could do like a position absolute and do something like this. We'll start it at 0. We'll do position absolute. We'll do bottom is going to be input y dot value. So we're not actually moving the, oh, yeah. I think that's what we should do. Let's see, we're start at 20. Whoa. Input width should be 100%. Okay. Now let's say I click into the input. So on focus, we're going to do on input focus. What we're going to do is do keyboard.open keyboard. I guess we can't open it. That's okay. It's going to open by itself. What we need to do is change this here. So one second. Okay, I just wanted to open up. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't VS Code for Pencil. I didn't have anything I shouldn't have. We're gonna go to 100. Let's see what that does. Okay. Let's try that again. Call on a non-worklet function on the UI thread. All right, let me just open that back up, see what I was doing. What was the error? This can happen when you try to call a function that is not marked as a worklet from a worklet. In this example, callee cannot be called from a worklet ran on the UI thread because there is no corresponding UI function for callee. If you want to synchronously execute this method, mark it as a worklet using worklet directive. So this would be worklet. I'm going to pause this 1 second. Yeah, I'll just keep going. Worklets are short-running JavaScript functions that can be run on a UI thread. They can also be run on a JavaScript thread, just as you would run a function in your code. Most of the time, when working with Reanimated, the code is automatically workletized and run on the UI thread by default. You can create your own worklets by doing that. Run on UI. lets you manually run worklets on the UI thread to convert a JavaScript function into a serializable object, which can be copied and ran over on the UI thread. Functions marked with worklet directive are automatically picked up and workletized by the Babel plugin. JavaScript thread is responsible for handling JavaScript code. This is the primary place where the React Native code is executed. UI thread is responsible for handling user interface updates, also known as the main thread. You can learn, okay. All right. So do I just have to restart the app or something? I feel like I shouldn't need this. Okay, let's try and see if I can go to Google. So let me see if I can. Can I? That's what I wanted. Sometimes you just gotta reset. Sometimes you just gotta reset. That's not it? Okay, I'm gonna pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, I can't figure out what's going on with this. Maybe one of y'all can in the when you watch back, but and I'll work with it later on. But just for the sake of moving forward, I'll go ahead and just hard code the stuff. So I need to figure out how to get the height of a keyboard. I never know what that. Unless I need to. I guess we will. Okay. So that means that in here, const, I can do keyboard height equals use keyboard. Oh, is this already a hook? Nice. That means I don't need this. Very cool. Okay, so I'll go back to here, click on this, and where is that going? Looks like it's 0. Which we definitely don't want. $336. I don't know if that was just like whoop. But now if I on blur, why is the on blur not working? Okay. I think what we do is we should wrap all of this stuff in a touchable without feedback. And when we on press, we are on backdrop pressed. We should do keyboard dot dismiss input y dot value is 20. So the on blur isn't working, which is fine. I think we'll have to add some styles to this, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so then we'll need style. Styles dot backdrop. Flex 1, background color, pink. It's weird that sometimes it doesn't do it. Like it goes from 20 to 0. Is it because this is like 0 sometimes? Oh. Okay. There's a reference issue, it's just not updated yet. Like if I go here, keyboard height is 0. That's because it's not open yet. But is there, I don't want to get, like I want, like the keyboard size of like what it's gonna be, you know? So maybe this is a little bit different. Maybe this is where it gets messy, but we'll play around with that after we get it to work. It's always important to get it to work first and then make it pretty afterwards. What time is it? 10 o'clock. I do have to go. I got 15 more minutes. All right, so we're gonna need this. And when this changes, we're going to do input y dot value is keyboard height. Because when it's 0, we don't want to do anything. Okay. So right now it's 0. When let me go back actually, let me double check everything. So when I press into here, nothing should happen. We're not going to do anything here, but it's going to wait. Oh. Oh, it doesn't open. Sometimes it doesn't open by default on the simulator. So that's all that is. A little bit of loading lag there, but we'll fix that later. So I got this. So I open it. Now when I do this, there it goes. It comes up afterwards. Now if I press on the back here, it should be working. I mean, no, I feel like if keyboard, yeah, it should just. Oh, I think. Else, if input y dot value does not equal 20, take us to 20. I think this is good. See, keyboard height just stays the same now. That's not ideal. That just handles when it starts off. Else if keyboard shown. Okay, so if keyboard is not shown, if input value does not equal 20, then it should equal 20. Okay. Is keyboard shown though? I don't get why that's not. Keyboard shown is false. Yeah, I think this is a reference issue. And keyboard height does not equal input value dot y. All right, there we go. So it is funky, but we got it to work, which, like I said, is the important part. Okay, so on keyboard height is 0. The keyboard is shown for the first time. Remains at a non-zero value even after it has been closed. Okay. Okay, so if the keyboard height does not equal 0, which is when it first starts and when the keyboard's open, and really just any time after the keyboard is first open. When is it 0? Why would it be 0? Oh, keyboard height. Sorry, so keyboard height. Okay, so before the keyboard is open, this value is going to be 0. So this is not going to get ran. This is going to get ran. So if the keyboard is not shown, what we're going to do is we're going to check if the current y value of this input is not 20. If it's not 20, what that means, this point, the keyboard has been closed, and the input y value is still the keyboard. Okay, there we go. Okay, so keyboard height does not equal input value. To change, I'll just leave it at that. That's fine. Cool. Let's get rid of these colors. The backdrop not working is funky. Especially when we're going to have to introduce like a text area. You see the muscle a little bit. Working out. When we get the text area, this input is, this return statement's not going to do anything. So we got the height, background is going to be white, border width is going to be 1, border radius is going to be 10. I don't know if it's going to be 10. I think we're just going to... Yeah, I don't know that we're going to do 100%. I think we can do 90%. I think we want to do align self-center. Padding horizontal, let's do 10. So now we got this. Oh. Okay. We're going to actually do, let's see, why is this not working? Yeah, I don't get it. On backdrop press, there it is. But why? Yeah, I don't know why that's not working here. That's not it. It's how I do it everywhere else. I don't get it. That's not good on that rabbit hole. Okay, I'm just going to move past that. As always. Okay, but we are going to need to wrap this in a view. Because we're going to have just a little text button that says send. Okay, what's going to happen is it's going to become a text input. This is going to become an animated.view. And input container is actually going to use the animated styles. Wonder if that fixes it elsewhere. Like that issue we were having earlier in the video. Flex direction row, justify content space between. Okay, so we're gonna do 80%. Nah, we'll do 85. We're gonna do align self. I don't know if it's this center. Yeah. Align items center. Very cool. What was I just talking about? Okay, yeah. All right, now what if I do on focus? Now what if I do this? Yeah, still gonna. Yeah, I don't get that. I tried to get it, but I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is change this to be 45, height of 50. There we go. Just give us a little bit of space. Maybe 55. Yeah, there we go. Input's a little big for this kind of like a text input's. Yeah, a little bit smaller is fine. There we go. Touch of opacity. Okay, so now we're gonna be up here. We're trying. Oh, I'm gonna have to stop there. It's getting a little late. I got a meeting coming up in 45 minutes. Okay, so I promised to do another one before next Wednesday. Part 9, but oh, yeah, made some good progress. Reanimate. I don't get what's going on with React Native Reanimated. So if y'all have any idea on like what's going on, that would be great. And what I'm actually doing is so I can tell people, I'm going to create a little blurb here. But yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah, feel free to stick around for this part. But yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you are helping out with the React Native Reanimated stuff, I just wanted to create this, add this part to the end of the video, so that's easy for you to see. So my current setup is I have an animated.view, which has a flex direction row, and it has a text input and a send button. I couldn't get React Native Reanimated to work, which I'll explain in a second. So I had to come up with this like convoluted use effect that reacts based on, that does stuff based on, or updates this input y.value, could be a better name. It updates this based on if the keyboard's open, if there's certain values, stuff like that. So it's just in charge of moving it up and down. You can see it like flickers. It doesn't really animate. It'd be nice to animate that. So I have animated styles. Yeah, I have animated styles. This is how I'm doing it right now. So I have position absolute for this entire container. And then based on whether the keyboard's open, I'm just adjusting the bottom. So I'm using that. The issue I'm having is when I try to update the Y value on input focus. And I had it previously, animated text input using the animated dot create. I was doing this, right, and I had that. So I was using an animated component for the text input. I thought maybe that was it, but regardless, I was having the same issue, which is when I go into here, if I try to do this, let me go back here, and I click into it, I'm getting this error. Tried to synchronously call a non-worklet function in the UI thread. I tried to read the documentation. I tried to add worklet up here run on JavaScript down here. So yeah, just not sure what I have to do to yeah, to make this work. So yeah, if you're checking this out, I do appreciate any help you have. So thanks.